Welcome everyone to the deep dive. The sales world today is just so dynamic, isn't it? And super competitive. So how do you really make yourself stand out? Whether, you're looking for that amazing next role or maybe you're on the other side trying to find that top tier talent, it feels less like just applying for jobs and more like a real strategic game. Today, we're going to try and cut through some of that complexity. We're diving deep into some resources from Kaplan. Specifically, we've been looking at their sales specialist interview questions and also their community career center. And our mission really is to pull out the most valuable nuggets, the really useful stuff from these sources. We want to give you that edge, helping employers find those high potential people and helping job seekers just nail that interview process.
Mm.
Kaplan's materials, they don't just say sales is competitive. It feels like they're highlighting something deeper, a kind of fundamental shift. It seems less about just, raw charisma these days, and maybe more about performance you can actually measure and finding the right fit. Looking at their recommended questions, it suggests a move towards, well, maybe like predictive hiring, trying to spot candidates who aren't just good talkers in an interview, but who are, statistically more likely to actually succeed out there.
Yeah, it's really interesting, I think, is how the source material sort of reframes the whole talent acquisition thing in sales. It stresses that finding, and I quote, talented and experienced individuals isn't just like important. They say it's paramount.
Paramount, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So this isn't just about filling a slot. It's framed more like making a really precise, informed investment, one that plays off long term. It suggests, I think, a need for a much more rigorous, maybe data-driven way to assess people right from the start.
Absolutely. And that seems to be where Kaplan has positioned itself, trying to make that initial hiring process, as they put it, much more efficient for companies. They've pulled together these top interview questions for a sales specialist, but looking at them, they don't feel like your standard generic questions.
Right.
The idea seems to be they're designed to help companies really get to know the applicants better and assess their skill set, to move beyond those surface answers and hone in on who's truly the right fit for the job.
Which brings up a good point, actually. What is a sales specialist today? The market's pretty complex,
Yeah.
and the Kaplan material seems to acknowledge that. It shows that sales isn't just one single role, it's broader. They actually have tailored interview questions for a whole range of related jobs. Think appointment setters,
Okay.
business development reps, BDRs, different call center roles too, from operators to telemarketers.
Right, the whole spectrum.
Exactly. Inside sales reps, even scheduling agents. It's like this whole ecosystem. And it really highlights that finding your niche or finding the right person for a specific niche needs a pretty nuanced understanding of all these different roles.
Yeah, that's a really crucial distinction you've pointed out there. Understanding that bigger picture of sales roles, it just opens up way more strategic options, doesn't it? For job seekers thinking about where they fit best, and for employers trying to find exactly the right kind of talent. And okay, so once you've maybe identified that niche or a candidate for it, the next step is often finding resources that really empower and shape your professional future, which seems to be the angle for Kaplan's Community Career Center. It's positioned as much more than just a job board.
Indeed. And connecting this back, the Career Center seems aimed at giving job seekers a real strategic leg up. It mentions that Kaplan recruiters actively vet your resume and connect you with partner employers.
Interesting. So like a curated pipeline.
Kind of, yeah. It suggests getting you one step closer to the role of your dreams, maybe by cutting through some of the usual noise of applying everywhere. But for me, what really jumps out, especially for job seekers, is the data-driven support they talk about. The sources explicitly say their salary data comes from WebScribble.
Okay, web scribble.
Yeah, and it draws from the Department of Labor and, get this, thousands of companies' job postings.
Wow, okay, so not just guesswork.
Not at all. It sounds like a pretty comprehensive real-time benchmark of the market.
That level of data sounds incredibly powerful. I mean, whether you're experienced or just starting out, knowing your actual worth, what the market is really paying, it's not just about asking for more money, is it? It's about planning your next move strategically. And speaking of strategy, they mention this offer analyzer tool. It's there to help you compare your job offer and compensation package with what the market pays today. So you can apparently put in your whole package base, salary, commission, benefits, maybe even equity.
The whole lot.
Yeah. And then benchmark it against that real-time data, making sure you're looking at the complete picture, not just fixating on the base salary. That feels truly empowering, right? Walking into a negotiation knowing your actual market value.
Precisely. It's all about arming the individual with that precise information. Take the interview coach they mentioned. It's not just called helpful, they call it a revolutionary tool designed to transform your interview performance.
Revolutionary, huh? That's a strong word.
It is, and it implies it goes beyond just generic tips. It sort of hints at using maybe behavioral science, perhaps even AI, I don't know, to break down common interview problems
Yeah.
and give you really targeted feedback on everything from how you communicate, how you structure answers, maybe even subtle nonverbal stuff. The
Wow.
goal seems to be not just preparing you, but helping you fundamentally optimize how you perform in interviews
Mm.
to really elevate your chances and make your mark, giving you a clear strategic edge.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. What does this really mean for you listening right now? We've seen how Kaplan seems to be aiming to make that whole hiring process much more efficient for employers. Not just giving them questions, but targeted ones, maybe geared towards that predictive hiring idea.
Mm.
And for job seekers, it's presented as more than just finding a job. It's about giving you these powerful, data-driven tools like that interview coach and the offer analyzer, tools to help you genuinely make your mark and position yourself really strategically in the job market.
And we also talked about the value of understanding that wider, more nuanced landscape of sales roles, didn't we? Appointment setter, BDR, inside sales rep, all those different functions, and how using comprehensive salary data, drawing from solid sources like Web Scribble, the Department of Labor, thousands of job postings, is just essential now for making informed, strategic career choices.
Right, it's about knowing, not guessing.
Exactly. Less guesswork, more knowledge.
So ultimately, navigating this modern sales career world, whether you're the one hiring for that crucial role or you're out there looking for your next challenge, it really demands precise, actionable information, doesn't it? And resources like the ones Kaplan offers, they seem clearly designed to provide just that, trying to cut through all the noise and offer some clarity for making those big decisions.
And beyond just the immediate goal of landing a job or finding a candidate, I think the sources point to something continuous. This ongoing need for individuals to proactively empower and shape your professional future,
Yeah.
and for employers to constantly be refining how they find talent, to consistently identify those really talented and experienced people who are going to drive success. It's presented as an ongoing evolution, not just a one-time fix.
So here's something to maybe chew on until next time. Given this real emphasis on specific data-driven tools like that revolutionary interview coach that breaks down performance, and the offer analyzer giving those granular market comparisons, how might really understanding and strategically using these kinds of precise resources fundamentally change your approach, whether you're trying to secure that next sales role or fill one? Moving maybe beyond just intuition to a truly informed, data-backed strategy, something to think about. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.